Okay, so let's start. So yeah, everyone, welcome. So this is a great session that I've been doing for quite some time, but only for exclusive groups like this. So welcome to this session for today, which is optimize your learning journey, future-proof your skills from goals to learning how to learn, which is presented by yours truly. Okay, so to introduce myself, so by role, I'm a creative copywriter for technology brands, namely Dell Technologies and Palo Alto Networks. But aside from being a copywriter, I'm also a brand storyteller. Also a content strategist. I'm a brand compliance expert, so I do a lot of things. So I wear many hats. And then these are my affiliations. I'm affiliated with McKinsey.org Forward Learning Program. So I'm one of their voluntary ambassadors for storytelling. I'm also an active member and contributor for the Emirates Airline Literature Foundation. It's based here in the UAE. And also, I'm also a member, active contributor, and also speaker for American Copy Editor Society, which is based in the US. And as you can see, I have listed here some industries that I've been involved in. So I've had a wide range of expertise throughout my career. I've been writing and doing content for almost 10 years now. And these are the industries that I've been to, from education to interior design to finance to travel, horror writing, and finally in technology. So you will find out in this session what exactly do I do that I can jump from one industry to another, because it's not easy to jump from one industry to another because they are all not really connected if you look at them closely. And when it comes to AI and writing, my mantra is always creativity thrives when changes are threatening. Because as we all know, the creative industry is one of the most impacted industry right now when it comes to AI. I don't need to tell you numbers on this. Just go online, just go to Reddit in the forums. You will see a lot of people experiencing job displacements or a change in their roles. Okay, so now let's go and have a quick activity. Yes. Okay, so let's have a quick activity time. So if you have like a separate gadget with you, please have your phones ready to participate. And then you're going to scan a QR code. I will also try to put the code, the link. Oh, wait, it's going to be here. Okay. So please scan the QR code to participate or click the link that I will share in the chat box in a while. Okay. Mhm. Okay, so for those who can't open it, so the link is in the chat box. Okay, please show me a thumbs up if you've already joined in. Please send it on the chat box that now you've already joined in. Okay. So I see a lot of people are already joining in. Yep. Okay. Let me turn this off first. Okay, so if everyone has already joined in, yes, please start answering. How do you feel regarding AI? So just give short answers. Okay, so AI is fun. Yeah, it makes work really easy. So still waiting for others. Yeah, it accelerates your workflows. It's the future. It's also good for like home stuff. It can also be a hoax. Yeah, in some way it is. resourceful. So you also feel overwhelmed. Yeah, it's a given. So yeah. Okay, so lots of good answers. So basically, it definitely makes your work easy. It's a necessary tool. It keeps you efficient. You're curious, and yes, I agree, it's a brainstorm partner. It's one of my best brainstorm partner these days, but also my frenemy when it doesn't give me the results I want. Yes, okay, so let's proceed to the next question. Thank you very much. So when it comes to learning skills, which is your biggest challenge? Okay, let's talk about challenges this time. Okay, let's see. Which is your biggest challenge in learning skills? Keeping up with rapid changes, finding learning resources. Okay, some answer they're not sure. Learning itself is difficult, I agree. Keeping up with rapid changes, yes. Uh-huh. Okay, finding learning resources, yes. Applying theory to practice, yeah, that's one of the most difficult things actually. I see a lot of people attend seminars, watch a lot of tutorials, and yeah, lack of clear career paths or skills. Yes, I hear this a lot in some of my sessions. Access to necessary tools and resources, I agree, because a lot of these tools for learning are not free. Even AI itself, if you want to access the premium ones, it's still gonna cost a lot. And of course, top one is keeping up with the rapid changes because AI is just, everything is just changing really, really quick these days. Okay, so we see the biggest challenge is keeping up with rapid changes, which we're going to focus on for this session so that you can keep up with those changes. So yeah, next question. So what do you want to learn in this session? So I already have some answers here. So agent in AI, so agentic AI. Yeah, I think it's one of the um, terms introduced in Dell a few months back, but I won't like discuss on that further because that's a company topic to discuss. How to keep consistent in learning, yes. Learning new things, learning how to learn, which is actually a favorite among all my session attendees. Have better understanding in AI in the industry today. We'll go a bit on that, on understanding AI. Okay, interesting question. Honestly, I don't know, but it would be interesting to know more about how to hone in a specific niche of AI and machine learning. Yeah, it's really wide. Most of the industries are like exploding now in terms of growth. Know when to pause and apply for jobs. Okay, let's see. We'll tackle that a bit. Tips on consistent learning, definitely. How to stay motivated in the learning path. How to get info in ways that you can understand. Wow, I see like lots of really cool answers here, and I hope I can tackle them all. But if not, Kevin, I think we're gonna have a second session. Okay. Now, now, are you ready to learn? So with all your answers, I hope I can like answer them with this session and also in the Q&A. So if you're ready to learn, let's start this session and get your gadgets, or if you have notepads, get them ready. Okay, let's go back to the main slide. Uh-huh. Oopsie. Okay. So thank you for participating in the activity. Of course, it doesn't end the session. Now on to our main objective for this session, which is to enable smart learning so you don't waste your time or effort. I've seen a lot of people message me on LinkedIn and they say that, how do you learn that fast? How do you pivot to a different industry that fast? I'm enrolling in every free course right there, but I'm still not learning. I'm not getting opportunities. I'm not like excelling in my career. So that's the main objective of this session, to help you learn smart so that you don't waste your time, effort, or even resources. Okay, so this is our session agenda. So first one, learn how to set learning intentions versus performance goals. Second, apply the ultimate meta skill, or like the skill of all skills that you need right now in the AI era, which is learning how to learn. And the third one, discover practical tips on how to set a realistic learning journey. So are you ready? Of course you are. Okay, so let's go to learning intentions versus performance goals. So what's the difference? Actually, they're both goals if you look at them closely, but the difference is where and how you're going to use them. Like, for example, learning intentions, you use them for building new skills and knowledge, especially if you're adapting to new industry changes. So, if that sounds familiar, of course, as many of you answered a while ago, keeping up with the rapid changes is very like a huge cause of concern. So, right now, keep your eye on aiming for learning intentions. Next, we have the performance goals. So when you have something specific to achieve, uh, you set performance goals because you're already under the impressions that you already have the skills and the knowledge, but you still need something to go forward to. Okay? So that's the main distinction of these. And actually, this knowledge is based on the McKinsey.org Forward Learning Program, which actually I took, and I think Kevin also took. I took it like 2 years back. Okay. So next, so we talk about when to use learning intentions, when to use both, or when to use performance goals. So we actually have 3 stages of skills acquisition. And when you are on the early stage, the first thing you do is set a learning intention. So as I said a while ago, this is where you first encounter a new task or challenge and you have no idea how to do it. So completely zero. So example, I want to learn AI skills for my career, but my learning intention should be I need to understand what is the impact of AI first, because you won't know what skills to target if you don't understand the impact of AI on your industry first. So, of course, we know it has a huge impact, but which skills? Which skills are getting automated? Which skills are like one of the most sought after? So that, you don't start from nowhere. You don't just enroll in any course. Okay? Now you've set a learning intention. Let's say you have now learned new skills, you now have the knowledge of what you need to learn. You now have to go to the intermediate stage, which is having performance goals or both. So it's now a mix of performance goals and learning intentions. So as I mentioned a while ago, in this stage, you already have the skills or knowledge, but you still have to learn something. An example of this is I already have the AI skills for automating redundant tasks, but still I want to learn how to optimize them because, as you all know, every one of us who is using AI knows that every time, every week, every month, and even this year, AI keeps on changing and changing. They're just adding new features every year. Okay. And then, if you're now done with the intermediate stage of skills acquisition, you proceed to the advanced stage, which is now you just focus on performance goals. So in the early stage, it's just learning intention. Intermediate stage, it's a mix of both. And then on the advanced stage, you now set only for performance goals. So why? It's because you're now a master of this new skill or knowledge. So as you can see from the example there, you can now apply your new AI skills. You can use ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, Perplexity AI, all these tools without checking every now and then how to use it. And you can even explore and introduce new platforms and features with ease. So now your performance goals could be something like, okay, I'm going to work. I want to pitch for them. I want to suggest a new platform that we want to use to automate our workflows. Or I'm just starting with my career. I'm going to try a different AI tool now because I already know how to use ChatGPT. I know how to use Gemini. I know how to use these basic ones. Let's proceed to more complicated AI tools. Okay, so that's just very simple. Again, learning intentions if you have zero knowledge, performance goals if you already have the knowledge, you can even practice it, and you want to proceed to even bigger task. Okay, so it's just a very short description. And now we're back to activity time. So again, please have your phones ready to participate. Okay. Okay, for this one, you don't have any QR codes to scan, but we're gonna have a short activity which is called Think, Identify, and Share. So right now, I want you to think of a new skill or concept that you want to learn, and then identify if your current goal is a learning intention or a performance goal. And lastly, if you're comfortable, I'm not gonna require all of you, share on the chat box your intention or goal. So let's see. So I'm gonna give you like 5 minutes for this. So feel free to share this new intention or goal that you plan to learn, maybe even immediately after this session. Okay, chat box is open. So yeah. I see one answer from Joyce. So Kubernetes, yeah, can be both a learning intention and a performance goal. Okay. So how about the others? What are the new things that you want to learn immediately after this? Because I'm sure all of us now are seeing a lot of changes in the industry. It's not just in my industry, but also in your industry. Okay, data engineering, yeah, a learning intention. Very important these days. It's one of the most sought after careers now. Anything related to data, anything related to AI, agents, yeah, learning intention. Okay. Being an AWS solution architect associate, okay, trying to learn data analytics, Docker containerization, and CI/CD pipelines. Okay. So how about the others? So these are some intentions or goals that if you have like a piece of paper or you have your notepad open on your laptop, on your tablet, on your phone, write about it and make sure that this is something that you, oh, that's fun. How to cook? Well, it does make sense. Cooking now is one of the most valuable skills that you actually have to learn, especially when you're busy. But yeah, not all people actually know how to cook. I know. Especially in the tech industry. We're all like order, order, order. Okay, machine learning, yes. Yeah, Kevin, yeah. Transition to DevSource engineering. Yeah, it can also be about the performance and learning intention since most of us are already in the intermediate stage. Unless we have like new graduates here, mostly it will be learning intentions and performance goals. Yeah, AI engineering. How fast are these careers? Like, okay. So thank you for all your answers. For those I will not be able to read, just send them on the group chat. Okay. Uh-huh. Okay, next part. Oops, sorry. Okay. So thank you for everyone who participated on the activity. Let's now proceed to the next part, which is everyone's favorite actually. So this is learning how to learn. So what is it? Learning how to learn is evaluating and changing your learning approach. It's as simple as that. This concept is based on a Harvard Business Review article, which actually was published in 2016. So if you think about it, wait, it's in 2016. How is it still relevant right now? Well, we'll talk about more of that later, why it's actually relevant. So this is the importance of learning how to learn. That's why in every session that I go into, whether it's particularly about learning or in my industry, I always emphasize this. First is because effective learners know how to learn. So if you know how to learn, you wouldn't like spend your hours enrolling in every free course out there or even wasting your money in a paid course. Because you know how to learn, you will be able to like seek which is the most relevant information for me. And then another reason is that information overload is common right now. So as I mentioned a while ago, there are lots of free courses online. If you want to learn about ChatGPT, OpenAI offers free courses. If you want to learn Gemini, they also have like a prompt engineering course. You want to learn Copilot, Microsoft also has them. Every huge company now that operates and has AI are now offering free resources in online courses. But the problem is it can cause information overload. I mean, you can't enroll in every course out there. You can't read everything, and not even in one sitting. So, yeah, learning how to learn addresses that. And lastly, learning is an uncomfortable necessity. So a lot of people that I've met in these sessions are always telling me that, but I don't want, it's hard to learn this. I would rather just wait. I would rather just like not enroll anymore. I will just wait for AI to be a huge thing. I remember back in 2022 when ChatGPT was announced. I remember it was announced last around November 2022. And a lot of people were like, curious. And then there are also skeptical people. But for me, as someone who is writing in the tech industry, most of these things we know beforehand. And you have two options. It's either you adapt or you know you just get left behind, which is why it's very uncomfortable for a lot of people to learn because it's something new. It's not like even if you have like years of mastering your skills, everyone was like thrown out because of AI. Okay, so how do I learn how to learn? There are many ways to do this. There are many ways to switch your learning strategy. And these are only 5 that I can share to you. So, first one, you already have it covered, which is to identify your learning intention or your goals. So, all of you, most of you have both because I would assume all of you are already in mid career or even like a director already. So, you already have the first one covered. Next is you need to switch to an opportunity mindset. So for some of you, you might be familiar with the growth mindset. So why not a growth mindset, Patricia? Why opportunity mindset? So from the word itself, growth mindset is to grow. So you already have this mindset that, yeah, I want to learn, I want to grow. But an opportunity mindset is different. An opportunity mindset is something that you need to have when you are met with something that you have zero knowledge in. So, for example, when AI started, everyone probably has an idea of what it is in other industries, especially in your industry. but no one has an idea on how big it will be. Of course, everyone says, ah, it's the next new big technology, but like looking back now, no one has ever thought that in terms of growth, AI will just keep on growing and growing. That if you compare it now, before it was laughable content and the amount of workflows that it's doing is not that much. But now see, it's now like taking over departments, taking over companies. Okay, that's why I want you to switch into an opportunity mindset. So how do you do this? Whenever you are met with something new in your job, in your career, or even in the industry, you always tell yourself, this is an opportunity for me to learn. So always have that mantra in your head that this is a new opportunity for me to learn. And which actually leads to my mantra, which is creativity thrives when changes are threatening. You are sure to thrive even if the changes are there, no matter what changes any new technology brings. Okay? Next is good mentorship. I see a lot of people make a lot of mistakes when it comes to mentorship. Why? Because people limit themselves in mentorship in their own industries. So, for example, if it were me, I would expand my mentorship in different industries. That's why I have a mentor in technology. I have a mentor in marketing. I have a mentor in writing. I have a mentor in different industries. Why is this important? Because if you want to learn how to learn, you have to make your learnings actually varied. Why? As well, you need to find skills that will be transferable to whatever career you are in right now, or if you want to switch careers. This is actually my secret why it's very easy for me to pivot from one industry to another. Because I have a mentor, for example, I have a mentor in interior design. So now I can ask that person, madam, can you advise which content should I study in? Which kind of concept should I focus on? Because I'm going to pitch for a new project. Okay. And then AI, of course, I'm in the technology sector. I have like lots of mentors when it comes to technology. So this is actually my secret that I can pivot from one industry to another. So right now, please keep that in mind that if you're gonna seek mentors, have strong mentors in the industry that you're in right now, but don't forget to also look beyond the industry that you're in. Because chances are this also increases your chance that, for example, one day, I don't want to do all this AI and machine learning anymore. I want a different career. If you want to switch to a completely different career, you have someone to ask. Okay? Next is the journey review. So part of learning how to learn is to determine what works and what doesn't. And it's very important. So for example, right now, I figured studying for 1 hour doesn't work for me. I feel that it's a huge, like a huge workload. So it doesn't work. So what works for me, I will try maybe I can switch into a 30-minute learning goal. So you try that on another day and you see that, oh, it worked. For 30 minutes, I was able to absorb information more and I was able to apply it on my work. So you see, you review how you learn on your journey as well. Determine what works and completely change if it doesn't. So this is actually what we call in design thinking as fail fast method. So you test something, and the sooner you fail, the sooner you are closer to succeeding in something else. Okay? Next is the routine builder, which is actually one of my favorites as well. So building a realistic routine that works. So it's connected to the journey review. So you have to ensure that what routine you have right now is realistic. Um, the one tip I would tell you is better to underestimate yourself rather than to overestimate. So what do I mean by this? Like for example, in one day, if I can just like have a 10-minute goal, I 10-minute learning goal is it's okay. I mean, no one is watching you, and at the same time, you ensure that you're gonna make steps, like small steps towards a big step. I actually highly discourage like long learning sessions because as an educator myself, when I was still teaching college students in the university, I realized a lot of things that, example, you can't sit in a 3-hour class. People will be like sleepy, and it's part of human nature. So build a realistic routine, something that works for you. Okay? So these are the 5 steps and tips that you can take on learning how to learn. It's very simple, but yeah, I'm really highlighting the good mentorship. Okay. Okay. Now, in terms of growth, it's important to recognize that it will always be uncomfortable. Learning something new is like a path filled with mistakes. I had people come to me and say that I'm gonna give up on writing it now. I'm gonna give up on learning about AI because it's just too much. There are so many changes. But growth is and always will be uncomfortable. So keep that in mind, especially when you're learning something. But of course, if you have the drive to learn, you'll catapult your career trajectory. So this is also based on my personal experience. So if all of you here are also familiar with me on LinkedIn, so in the past few years, ever since I've applied this learning how to learn, I've gotten lots of recognitions, lots of awards, lots of opportunities. Even working with Dell itself and Palo Alto Networks are like things that I didn't expect that will happen. Of course, I also work with other technology brands. That's part of what I do, but some are confidential. Okay. And one of the most interesting things that I've experienced even last year, I was chosen as an AI tester. So it's not actually super confidential. They encourage me to even post about it, but I'd rather not because I don't want to be affiliated as well, like solely affiliated with that. But you see, that's the kind of thing that learning brings to you. And again, what good mentorship brings to you. Okay. So yeah, now another activity time. So please have your phones so that you're ready to participate. And of course, please scan the QR code to participate. I can't click the link right now for the chat box, but yeah, please scan the QR code. And if you're done, okay, let me go to the next activity. Whoops. Okay, let's start with the first question. So, from among those learning how to learn tips, I would love to call them superpowers. Which do you think will be your strongest learning how to learn superpower? Is it intentions or goals? Is it the opportunity mindset, good mentorship, journey review, routine builder? Okay. So if you also can't access the QR code, it's there on the screen. Just go to menti.com and then use the vote code. Okay. Yes. Oh, a lot of intentions or goals. Opportunity mindset, routine builder. Yeah. Mhm. Okay. So a lot of you are saying top one is learning how to learn superpower is intention or goals, opportunity mindset, and even the routine builder. Yeah. Yeah. Having an opportunity mindset is actually really good. Okay, let's proceed to the second one, which is an open question. Why did you choose that superpower? So why do you think that will be your best superpower when it comes to learning how to learn? I mean, to me, honestly, I'm biased. It's still good mentorship because, yeah, it brought a lot of opportunities for me, opportunities that I didn't even think is possible. Okay, let's wait. If all the answers are showing on the screen, might take some time. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, so if it's not working on your side, oh yeah, it opened doors for me. Good mentorship. Yeah. Gatekeepers to great opportunities and ideas. Yes, absolutely. I'm biased in that, everyone. So I'm looking forward to others, what other answers you might have. So for those especially who choose opportunity mindset, why did you choose that superpower? I think it's also one of the easiest and sometimes most difficult to do. Yeah. Okay. Mhm. So yeah, anyway, I think I'm having a glitch. But if you do have your answers here, no worries. I'm going to read them anyway after this. Okay, good mentorship still. Mhm. They will help to avoid mistakes, which is true, that they might have done before. This is true. Okay, actually, I'm going to also share to you some tips on where to find good mentors. Also, in my experience. Okay, routine builder, because habitual acts can change everything. Yes, if you're familiar with the book of James Clear, like it's the power of habit, mhm, it will really help you a lot in the long run. A goal and intention comes first, yes. With a goal, you have a purpose and drive. Exactly. You have like a compass going in your career. Okay. So let's proceed to the next one. So, which learning how to learn superpower do you think you will need to improve on? So, I already have a bit of answers. Yeah, intentions or goals, routine builder, opportunity mindset, journey review, and good mentorship. Of course. Yeah, good mentorship. Not worry, I will give you like simple tips on how to like find good mentors. And it's not just limited on LinkedIn, and it's not just about showing your face. It's also being anonymous, which is how I actually started, because actually I was an introvert before and then I became an extrovert. So yeah. Intentions or goals, opportunity mindset. Yeah. Okay, thank you for your answers. Now, why do you think you need to improve on this? So I want to hear your answers, though it's a bit related to the previous question. I know a lot of you mentioned you need this because it helps you avoid mistakes. A good mentor helps you in your career. So yeah. Okay, so others. So let's wait for the answers. Mhm. Might take some time because this is a different platform. For me personally, if you ask me, I don't have mentors. Yeah. I miss a lot of opportunities and I don't keep up with my mentors. Yeah. Actually, I'm going to give you a tip as well when it comes to choosing mentors because that's very important. And I'll be very frank with all of you. Not because this person is your manager, your director. You can't like expect them all the time to be your mentor. It's right to expect, but not all the time because their goals might be different from the goals that you have. Of course, managers and directors mentor their subordinates, but of course, they will have different priorities as well. So it helps you follow the right path. Okay, without good routines and habits, no advice from good mentorship will be implemented. Yes, I think because I tend to doubt my skills. Yes, yes. Of course, when it comes to opportunity mindset, it's more than just a mantra, but also overcoming these mindsets that you have for yourself. It has something to do with the mind, so it's something that you really have to push on. And I'm not a psychologist, only an educator, but yeah, it's something that we all need to work on because even for me, when I first met AI, I was like, oh, this is scary. And then when the changes started happening, I'm like, oh no, what am I going to do? Okay, but now I'm far done with that. It's now 2025. That was me in 2023. Okay, I missed out on opportunities because I didn't know such things exist out there. Exposure improves mindset. I agree. While I was saying earlier that you will get mentorship anonymously, it's also good to have the exposure because exposure also opens a lot of opportunities that you'll be surprised. Okay? So, yeah, that ends this activity, but not this session, of course. Okay. So, going back to our main slide. So, now you've learned how to learn. You've also learned about learning intentions and performance goals. Now, let's talk about practical tips for a realistic learning journey. So, why do I need to be realistic? I recognize the fact that work, life, and learning balance can be hard to achieve. It's really hard, especially when I was starting with the McKinsey.org Forward program. There were times that my schedule doesn't align with my co-learners. And there are times that I'm like really tired from work. So I'm like, I don't want to read a module today. I don't want to learn something new today. And that's completely normal. That's part of life. So a lot of unforeseen circumstances may happen, and you will definitely lose your motivation a lot of times. And one of the most interesting questions that I received, there was one person during one of my sessions way back in 2023 who was telling me that I don't have time to learn. I mean, even if I don't have these circumstances, even if I can balance work, life, and learning, I don't want to learn. I just want to I mean, in this person's words, who the has the time for all that? Okay. To which actually I replied something. So I always say the time you don't have to learn now is the time you'll desperately wish you had when it's already too late. I'm encouraging all of you to commit to learning. So if you have a learning intention right now, you have a performance goal right now, go to all these free resources. Go to ChatGPT, ask Gemini, where can I get resources for this? Because as I say, you're gonna regret the time that you didn't push your commitment to learning. As we always say, now that I'm working in the tech industry, we always say that the machines are learning. So how about you as a human? The machines are like doing better now. What can you offer as a human? It's always important that you have to recognize that compared to the machines, you can actively seek learning. You can also learn yourself. And this is actually one of the skills that will separate you from those that are also learning AI and those who are not very resistant to it. So again, if you feel sometimes that I don't want to learn anymore, this is too much, I'm feeling lazy, always remember this, that the time you don't have to learn now is the time you'll desperately wish you had when it's already too late. Okay? So, yeah. So, these are the practical tips now for a realistic learning journey. So, I have 10 of them. And these are the things that help me in my learning journey and even in getting opportunities for me. So, first one, apply your skills ASAP. So a lot of you learn how to learn some tips in this session. Think the next day, how am I going to apply this new learning, this new knowledge? Okay. And then focus on learning sprints. So as I mentioned a while ago, I really discourage like long periods of learning time. Okay, we did that in school. We sat for hours listening to our teachers. But now that we are in charge of our careers, focus on learning in the best way that you can. 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, any time of the day. Commit to that because you will be able to avoid information overload. Next, now when it comes to opportunities, check job descriptions because, for example, I'm interested in being an AI engineer. Go to LinkedIn, go to all these job search websites, look at the job description. What are the skills that they need? And from there, you can pinpoint, compared to your resume, okay, these are the skills that I have, and these are the skills that I still need. Now, from there, you can pinpoint the skills and the courses that you have to target. Okay? So this is a very good practice. I've heard this a lot of times, especially when getting new opportunities. Okay? And then one more thing, record and explain. So how do you do this? After this session, or if you learn anything new, go grab your phone or your laptop or your tablet, click record yourself explaining, this is what I learned today. This is very helpful. You can even post this on your social media afterward, especially on LinkedIn, because actually video is one of the popular popular growing formats on LinkedIn, or post it on TikTok or your Instagram. Because in this way, if someone replies to you and say, "Oh, I understood it," or if you don't want to post it, and you were able to explain what you learned, this will help you apply your skills and at the same time remember what you learned. Okay? And then the fifth one is keep an obstacle log. So what is this? So you have to log on those times that you, for example, feel bored, or for example, a circumstance happened at work, I have to stay overtime. So keep those obstacle logs. Why? This is actually negative motivation. So for example, I see that, oh, I experienced an obstacle on day one. I experienced another obstacle on day two. So now use that as negative motivation that, oh no, I have to study on or learn the module by day three because day one and day two, I was not able to overcome two obstacles. Okay. Now next, so let's say you already encountered obstacles, or even if you don't, create a struggle protocol. So what is a struggle protocol? This is your plan whenever you encounter something that will stop you from learning. So for example, for me, when I was learning like prompt engineering, there was one time I listed down that, oh, I find it, I don't have the drive anymore because I feel demotivated as my contemporaries are like ahead of the learning curve or ahead of their learning journey. So I plan something like whenever I feel this, this is what I will do. So it's basically a plan to deal with your struggles when it comes to learning. Okay. And then next, okay, going back to mentorship, always join online communities. So there are lots of online communities that are actually anonymous. I highly recommend, aside from this community, so if sometimes I know a lot of you are connecting online or in person, but sometimes a lot of us don't have that energy to socialize. So go to anonymous communities, especially on Reddit. So actually, I found most of my mentors on Reddit. So those are anonymous mentors. And I also found a lot of mentors on LinkedIn. It doesn't matter. You just message them, and on Reddit, everyone is anonymous. Of course, don't give too much details, but you can ask a question on the community and a lot of people will answer you. And take note, these are real people. Compared to other platforms, most of the responses there are from real people and real experiences. Okay? So that's one thing you can do if you're not like a fan of face to face or you just don't have the social energy. Because even for me, I'm an extrovert. Sometimes I feel like I don't want to socialize with people. I'm tired. Okay. So next, post your journey online. This is why actually after this, if you can, if you have a LinkedIn, please do post about this session. Please tag me. I definitely welcome that. Why? Because to tell you the truth, most of the opportunities I got, most of the session I got, this session even, this session where I'm talking now, I got it from LinkedIn because I posted something on LinkedIn. And Kevin can attest to that. I also like even the AI tester opportunity that I had, someone from that company approached me because they said, "Oh, we saw your post talking about AI tools, and we're offering you to be the first AI tester for our tool." So I'm not, of course, as I told earlier, I'm not gonna reveal what that AI tool is, but it's something that a lot of people are using. So imagine that you're the first person to test an AI tool, and of course, it's a paid opportunity. You got money from that. So yeah, so post something online, post something related to your learning journey, tag someone. Actually, this practice that I also do, whenever I attend a session, even if the person doesn't reply, tag them. And actually, there's a huge chance they will. Because even for me, whenever someone attends my session, I post it on my Instagram, on Reddit sometimes. Um, they will reply, and of course, I will also reply because that's also good engagement for you, good visibility. And if an important thing that I also want you to know, a lot of opportunities now, whether remote, hybrid, and especially if you're looking for opportunities online, they now ask for your social media, especially for LinkedIn. So in this way, they will see how you professionally position yourself in a public platform, and this could increase your chances of getting a good opportunity. Yeah. Okay, so I'm a living example of that. Okay. And then next is take mindful breaks. Why am I saying mindful? Because a lot of people that I've met are saying that, one time I tried to learn, I took a nap, and then I woke up, it's already 4 hours. I fell asleep for 4 hours. So I might, I was laughing, of course, because even for myself, I'm a speaker, I also experienced that. So what I would suggest, take mindful breaks. If you have to set an alarm clock for your nap, do that. Because if you keep on saying, I will take a break, I will resume at 10:30. Oh no, it's not past 10:30. I will resume at 11, and then so on, and then the day is over, you haven't done anything. Okay, so take mindful breaks. And last but not the least, this one is a practice that a lot of people are doing now, but this is only applicable, okay, use it with caution. This is only okay, this is only applicable in terms of, one moment, I'm getting an important call, sorry.
Thank you. Even as Patricia comes back, please, if you do have any question, please put it in the chat. We're about to also get to Q&A so that we also get to pick Patricia's experience, because as you can see, she's very experienced across so many fields. I thought myself I'm a jack of all trades and a master of none until I see now you can be in education, in finance, in interior design, and all these different areas. And I've now known the secret today is that you need to have not don't just have a mentor within your particular field like that is in tech. Have a mentor across the different fields that you're part of interested. If you want to be someone who knows how to sell cars, then you definitely need to be around people who know how to do sales. Yeah. So back to you, Patricia. Just keeping.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I just got a call.
It's
Okay, sorry
okay.
about
It's understandable.
that.
Please proceed.
Yeah, just got a call from one of my volunteer. So as I mentioned a while ago, I'm one of volunteer ambassadors for McKinsey. So I just got a call. So yeah. Anyway, so back to what I was saying. The final part, which is to use AI to summarize, please use it with caution. So why? Because the problem is AI is hallucinating and it can sometimes give you made up information. So when I was first starting to test AI, there were a lot of information that was, made up. One of the exercises that I actually love is like asking the AI about myself. Okay, so who is Patricia Estenoso? If you also have time, try that. Ask your AI tool who you are, and then it will give a lot of things that might be there or might not, be true about you. So yes, use AI to summarize, but use it with caution because sometimes, yeah, it does hallucinate and you might end up learning the wrong thing. But this is also very helpful, especially for me when there was a time I'm reading like what 500 pages books on my industry, 1,000 pages books. You need AI to summarize that. Okay, but at the same time, yeah, proceed with caution, as I always say. Now, before we proceed to our final activity, we have a final activity. Um, Please give your feedback. So I will try to send the link on the chat box. I'm asking your feedback now before we proceed to the activity and the Q&A because, in my sessions, a lot of people sometimes fail to give me the feedback form. So yeah. Let me try to send it as well on the chat. Okay. So I'm gonna add the link here for those who can't scan. Sorry, I was trying to open it a while ago, but my phone is glitching with notifications. So what I do, so I will give you like 2-3 minutes. Yeah, please answer the feedback form. If you still want me to do another session, you want to also help me or like help you find LinkedIn opportunities. Yeah. Or how to find mentors. Yeah, I can also do a session for that. Of course, you would also find your sessions within the community. Yeah, thank you, Denise. Yes, how to find mentors. If you want that next session, or if you want me to have a session like that, please give your answer on the feedback form. Like introverts, extroverts, like it's fine. I'm gonna help you like find mentors on that. How to debug even if I'm like in the tech industry, of course there are limitations on roles I can do. And I'm not exactly like involved in machines at Dell. So yeah. Dell is only one of my clients when it comes to copywriting and communications. Don't ask me to debug. Okay. So yeah, if you answered the feedback form, yeah, just drop a message. Yes, feedback done. Thank you, Kevin. So yeah, you can send your replies, feedback done, so that you can proceed to the activity and even to the Q&A. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I do a lot of sessions. Thank you, Duncan. So a few more minutes. So while others answer feedback done. Thank you, Denise. Feedback done. Yes, thank you. If there are any interactive activities that you want me to do also, like suggest that. And you can always connect on me via LinkedIn. I'm always active on LinkedIn. Kevin knows that. Although I do take breaks every now and then. Okay. Peter, yes, thank you for the feedback. Kim, thank you for the feedback. Thank you, Jacob. Okay, let me just repost here the feedback form for the others as well. Just in case it gets, all piled up. So while everyone is still busy with the feedback, I also want to thank you guys for coming here and like listening to this session. I've had a lot of sessions. I've done a lot of sessions about this, both in my company and outside, and in the organizations I'm involved in. And yeah, learning how to learn, finding mentors, a very important thing. Especially finding mentors that will really help you when it comes to opportunities. And one of the important trends that I'm seeing right now, a lot of people are complaining that they apply on LinkedIn, they apply on all these job search websites, they're not getting anything. And yeah, that's why having a mentor, having mentors, connecting online is very important. Yeah. Okay, thank you, David, Katiku, William, Ochudhu, Muad, Vinny, yes. Okay, we're not done yet. Okay. So guys, we're not like fully done yet. Okay. So I'm resending it here again. So those who are still not done with the feedback form, please answer them on your free time because we'll now proceed to the next one. Next step, which is our activity is share it. So you've learned a lot of tips, a lot of advice, and I want to know which practical tip or advice are you going to do immediately? Like immediately after we close this session, what's the practical tip or advice that you're gonna like apply immediately? So please share your answers on the chat box, please. Okay. Chat box is now open. Please do send. Oh, yeah. I will share my LinkedIn profile later. Okay, feedback done. Yes, thank you very much. And for those who are done with their feedback, please answer the activity question. Yes, getting meaningful mentors. Yes, please post your journey online. This will really help you a lot. Like in terms of personal branding, this is also something that I really push. Where is the feedback link? Okay, resending. Yes, focus on learning sprints. Yes. Learning publicly. Yes. Actually, if you have like a learning intention right now, like post it on LinkedIn, say that for this quarter, it's now June, it's now half of the year. For this quarter, I'm going to learn about this. As inspired by this session, create a struggle protocol. Yes, definitely do that. Post about the session online, though. That will be soon as I have a backlog. Okay, Kevin. Okay, keeping obstacle logs. Yes, please do. It's negative motivation, but if you see, how bad it is, you'll be pushed. Use it as a push to move forward in your learning journey. I will start recording my obstacle log. Yes. Learning sprint tip. I'm like cooking, crochet, Spanish, and German this year. Yeah, please do set learning intentions for that. It's really important. And then do a schedule for it. Building a realistic routine that works. Yes, yes, definitely. I can't emphasize enough when it comes to realistic. It's so late finishing up my chores. Okay. Okay, so yeah. So thank you all so much for your answers. And let me share this. So if you have any questions, I'm now opening the floor. Okay, if you can type them on the chat box, or maybe you can open your audio and then ask me the question. And also, as I said a while ago, I highly encourage you to post on LinkedIn. And please feel free to tag me. I will definitely do my best to engage and like your posts. Of course, yeah, let's connect on LinkedIn. My LinkedIn name is Patricia Mae Estenoso. I also have a newsletter there where I post a lot of learning tips. So yeah, LinkedIn post as of okay. Mm-hmm. It's okay. So if anyone has a question, so type it in the chat box. I have my chat box open. And for sorry, and for those who also want to speak, yeah, you can definitely turn on your audio. Okay, reviewing slide 12. What do we do with obstacle logs? Yeah, obstacle logs, you just write down what obstacle you've encountered during that day. So, for example, I said that I'm going to resume my course today on AIO and GEO. And then I said, okay, I feel that I'm not motivated enough. I want to finish, I want to focus on the session today. So that's one obstacle. It's not like something negative, but life sometimes you have to prioritize different things. So you just write down those obstacles that you encounter, and then you use that as negative motivation so that every time you look at this log, you'll be like, push yourself to finish this, okay? Because you now have a lot of obstacles and you need to like overcome them. Okay, yeah. So anyone else who has questions? If you're also going to ask if I'm going to provide like uh like a resource for this, yeah, I would. Okay, of course, minus the exercises because they are like hosted in a different platform. Yeah. Okay, Kevin, I think we don't have any questions. I don't want to like hold everyone too long. So yeah, thank you for having me. And yeah, okay, yes.
We really, really appreciate you. Thank you so much. You can send out those reactions so that Patricia can see all the love. I love the fact that very few, many speakers come in, give amazing tips, or things, but they don't give the practicality of what people can do. And I was so happy when I was writing them down, even myself, so that I can, even though I'm going to get the resource, I was writing so that I can just have the feel of it. And as you've mentioned, these things like applying your skills as soon as possible, as when you're getting them, instead of just continuing on a learning path and a learning without applying. Very important. You mentioned something very important about learning sprints. There was one time I was reading until I was drooping over my desk. I had a certain certification exam to sit. Then I realized that even if I do most, I'm not going to really change the outcome. I'm actually doing worse to myself because if I don't have enough sleep, I might not be good in a good condition to sit for that exam. So yes, as you mentioned, learning sprints are much better. And there's something else that I usually tell people, that you can reverse engineer your learning or your job search by checking the job description first. Look at what
Yes.
skills are required, then start learning with those skills in mind, rather than just learning without knowing. For example, you mentioned AI engineer, get the skills that are required for that, then start learning for that.
Yeah, because
Love.
actually,
Yeah.
one of the things that I also noticed,
Mhm.
I have this person who is working on data engineering who came to me and said that I'm now resigning on my previous job. And when I tried to apply to other jobs, which is still data engineering, she realized that she had a lot of gaps on her skills. And then I said, you know what? Start looking at all these job descriptions and focus on highlight those skills that you don't have on your resume, and you start learning from there because it's really hard now to like look for jobs, even job descriptions. I'll be honest, some of them I notice are like AI generated. So yeah, it really helps you. And at the same time, you don't waste your time. Like for me, I would admit to you, there are advantages on being lazy. So for me, I'm a very, I would say I'm a lazy person. So I want to maximize the time that I want to learn. So if, for example, right now I have all these AI courses, I have a subscription, for example, to Coursera, which an important thing, by the way, to everyone. When it comes to Coursera, some certificate courses, you have to pay an extra amount. So I have to inform you that because some people came to me and said that, oh, I took like a Coursera Pro, but then the certificate has an additional payment. The course is free, but the certificate needs to be paid. So yeah, so that's really something that you need to, yes, even Udemy. Yeah, so it's don't waste. I'm not saying that don't enroll in paid courses, but always prioritize the free resources, prioritize the free courses first before you proceed or invest to a paid course because there are lots of expensive paid courses right now. Yeah, they do have a financial aid that also works. So yeah, just start with the free ones before you proceed to like the paid ones. Okay. Yeah.
Exactly. I agree with you that it's just that me being honest, there are some paid courses that I have that I've never finished.
Yeah. Yeah.
They are too long, or maybe like I went in, and as you mentioned, I'm also kind of lazy. If I see I have like 80 videos to look at, I'll look at the ones that I need and then I'll leave the other ones. I'll not worry about posting about how I finish. As long as those videos help me pass the certification, that was the most important thing. I don't
Mhm.
have to worry. So yes, that's how the things. You invest in a free one. More often than not, you might find it even as sufficient because
Yes. Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
it's usually or more often than not that way. And when need be, that is when you can, and most of the time, sometimes even your employers can invest and they can maybe
Mhm.
pay for your access to these platforms, as long as you ask. If you don't ask, you might find yourself paying for yourself. Yet maybe there's a budget in your organization to support your professional development.
Mhm.
Yeah, I know we are really over time. Unless there's
Yeah.
anyone with a burning question before we wrap it, it wouldn't make sense for us to have only had Patricia and myself speak. So if you do have, or even just to appreciate Patricia, I can see some good things here. For example, Mishak is saying amazing session he has ever had, and people are saying they can do like LinkedIn posts. I'm just wondering the other person who said they want to learn how to cook in the
I do
You-
cook, but
there's something that I listened to. I think was it this week or last week? This thing must be this week. And that person was saying like if you're going to get a job that you're running $50 per hour,
Mhm.
and hiring someone to help you cook or do chores is going to be $20 per hour, you better hire someone to do that, because that 1 hour that you are spending, you're losing $30 instead of you're losing that money that you are spending if you can do it, if someone can do something for you. But that's a story for another day. So it means that
Yeah.
if you're earning very well, then the hours you're spending to do things that someone else could do for you, it's actually a loss on your part. So,
Yes.
so those kind of things. But I know one day we are going to have you back. I know this must be of a popular demand, most definitely to tell us how to find mentors.
Yeah.
And I also even added on my feedback that it would also be great to help us know how to crack those job opportunities. So
Yeah.
yeah, we'll definitely do have you. We'll align together on the dates and
Yeah.
can't help can't
I'll do
help
my
but wait for
best
part two.
to get back because I
Yeah,
actually also have
yeah.
like back to back
Events.
sessions,
Yeah, that is why you have
but
to
on
align.
different topics, like
Yeah,
more on my craft, which is in creatives. Yeah. Oh,
sure.
wait, I see an interesting comment here. Funny enough, I actually excel more in paid courses or certificate programs than in free ones. And this is actually, yeah, very valid. Like for me, there was one time I invested on a paid program, and there were like more practical tips on the paid program versus the free one. But yeah, be careful in where to invest. That's why especially for those who are venturing to something on the first time, go to the free courses first before the paid ones. But especially for me or to everyone here who might be on their industry, on their job role for a long time, yeah, paid courses are also good. And as you said, Kevin, like ask the management if they can support or give you financial aid in your learning. Yeah,
Awesome.
that's it. Yeah.
Awesome. So at this point in time, I would like to ask people to come to video so that you can take a group photo, a virtual group photo that you can also use. We'll share with you so that you can use it to also post on LinkedIn and you can see yourself. You're not going to just post and see me and Patricia. You'll see yourself on that photo and say, yes, that was me. So if you can, please, I'll switch to gallery view. Then I'll take a screenshot. So if you can, please turn on your videos. We'll be happy to see you. And also you can take a screenshot on your end. It will be great. I can see you. Thank you, Isaac. Thank you, Kim. You've been consistent. Thank you, Denise. Happy to see you. Matt, hope to see you. Thank you. Good to see you. David, you are hiding behind the San Francisco bridge. So, Duncan, I think you got awesome. Good. Jacob, Dennis, good. Awesome. Good to see you all. I'll just give it more seconds, then we can take the screenshot. You can also I'll share these also even in the chat. Good, I can see you guys looking all awesome, all glammed up. Some have jumped to the washroom to take off their wigs and
Yeah.
so I didn't tell them that I'm going to do this, but let me take a screenshot, the first screenshot. Okay. I'm taking another one just in case you want to get onto good. Can see what I knew is come through. Okay, Sam, awesome. So let me take another screenshot. Okay. That one I was looking away, so I have to look the screen.
My glasses are always reflecting.
Yeah, but don't worry, I have so many for you. I don't know if there's anyone in page two. Page two people. Okay, let me add page two people. Page two, kumbe the other people who are in page two. So
Yes.
let me do the other people in page two that I didn't know they're in page two. I don't know whether you usually change and say only, okay, hide non-video participants. Okay, I've done that. Let me remove the names. Let's have the people who have decided to put in their videos.
Mhm.
Okay, one more time. Nice. We do have also my boss from Solavis Technologies Institute, Dr. Samba is here. Let me take a screenshot, then you can say hi to us. You know, when your boss is here, you have to acknowledge otherwise your bills are all going to be paid and you're nearing the end of the month. So, so you have to be good. So I've taken enough screenshots. Thank you so much, guys. You can turn off your videos. And Doc, what do you have to say? Should we also have Patricia also in one of our fireside podcast sessions?
Hello, Patricia. You
Hello.
shared some amazing nuggets. That's how Kevin is, right? This guy has the ability to break into any room and make things happen. So when I noticed that he had this session with you, I said, okay, I also have to break into this room because that's how Kevin joined Solavis Tech, right? We used to organize these technical workshops. He used to be very low key. So he's on the call. You have no idea he's there, but he's just contributing to what's happening, right? So we're trying to solve problems. He has already solved the problem and he's just observing, like, okay, what's happening? So one day, we were working on the project and he just reached out to me. He's like, Doc, I'm done. I was like, who is this? Who is amazing attendee? Who is done this quick? And I have the ability to spot smart guys. So I went straight to him. I said, Kevin, let's schedule a call. Let's schedule a call. I mean, he brought out a great documentation, improved on the work that we did. I was like, wow, Africa needs this talent. So we scheduled a call, came on it, and I was like, Kevin, let's work together. I made an offer to him immediately to join Solavis Tech as the CTO. Today, the rest is history. I mean, last year, December, Kevin was representing Solavis Tech at Las Vegas. So I know the power of events. And that's when I saw this, especially in this time where there is information overload everywhere. With AI right now, almost anybody can just, they feel that they can just get anywhere. But so the ability for people to learn how to learn is something crazy. And just a little
Yeah.
about my own background, it will shock you to know that I'm a medical doctor. But I left medical school after 7 years and I practiced for just 6 months and I went straight into tech entrepreneurship. Together with Kevin today, we've impacted thousands of lives across Africa. And so we're discussing the idea. I was like, Kevin, it's been long we've not had our fireside chats again. Almost everybody has just been focused on the technical stuff. Everybody wants to just code. But now, even with the coding itself, it's getting like, okay, AI is assisting all of that. So what new mindsets can we try to bring out there, for people to be now open to not only focus on technical, but also on leveraging their soft skills? That's where one of the topics on our calendar actually is learning how to learn. We have that already on our calendar. Before I even saw you on the program to speak to this. So, what am I trying to say? We will be more than what's it called? We will be more. Sorry, my little man here is is also contributing to the meeting, right? So we will be more than excited and happy, Patricia, to have you as one of our panelists. We do run these fireside chat podcast sessions. That was equally introduced in Salavis Tech by Kevin. He just threw the idea to me. I was like, Doc, what if we start a fireside chat? I said, okay, let's execute and see how it goes. And that's it. We started, we had it consistently for the entire year 2024. And so we want to have another session this year. So thank you so much once again, without taking so much of the time. I want to encourage each and every one of us who attended this particular meeting that you are in the right place at the right time, getting the right knowledge. And
Awesome.
it's
Thank
not
you.
just going to be enough to get it once. For some people,
Definitely.
you need to get it over. The good book says faith comes by hearing and hearing and hearing and hearing of the word. So don't relent your effort. If you're attending this program, I know this is probably the first of its kind for the user group in Kenya. You want
Yes.
to have it on your calendar every now and then. Don't miss any of the sessions. And don't come alone. If you
Yeah.
came and got good stuff from Patricia today, why attend the next sessions alone, right? Share this thing with your friends. That's the beauty in the tech space. You must be open to share. The person who teaches the most learns the most and feels less stress in the environment. The person who decides that they want to be the ones who know everything, they want to keep it to themselves, will miss out on it. Thank you so much, Patricia. My name is Dr. Samba Otavis, the CEO and founder of Solavista, and I'm super excited to have been blessed by your session. Over.
Thank you. Thank you so much. That
Thank you
was really
so much.
insightful.
Thank you.
There's
Yeah.
something that Patricia says, and I know I'll give her opportunity to wrap it up, is I follow when I started, like the moment you said yes, I started stalking your profile and looking at the different posts that you've put. And there's something that you say you get more leads than likes, which was very powerful. Like you post very consistently. And I loved that because sometimes people like even myself, sometimes I usually feel like, should I post? Will my post have enough engagement like the last one and the last one? But I love that, and I was so encouraged about what you posted. So over to you as you wrap it up for us, Patricia.
Okay, so yeah, it's just for if there's one message I want you guys to take away, it's just machines, as I mentioned a while ago, the machines are learning. What are you doing differently? Okay, so keep that in mind. What am I doing differently? Okay, so yeah, this ends the session for today, and I hope to see you all guys on the next session. Hopefully soon, because I actually have like a lot of sessions lined up, but also in exclusive communities. So yeah, I see you guys around. Please do add me on LinkedIn. And if you do post something, please tag me. Please don't hesitate to do so. Okay, yeah. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, everyone. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And even as we wrap up, let me stop the recording. You'll have it. It will be shared on our